Hello, everybody. Loric73 back, and if you're looking behind me, there's been a few changes, and yes, I've been a little busy, and I did some things. I made some stuff, and let's get our view back. I put me a iron chest right here in the back, and then I made a chute out of that chute mold that we had. We get these chute sections. Now, and I know you're probably looking at that, you didn't mold that many. No, I didn't. Anyway, had a little interruption. We have these chute sections, and like I was saying, I can't necessarily um, mold up enough to make these. All right. Now, trying to remember. There, when you have a hammer and you put two chute sections in like this, you can get two. But if you don't have the hammer, you only get one. So my recommendation is use a hammer, put your chute sections between it, and then that way you make two. And see, we have two. The same thing with the elbows. Okay, hammer, two elbows. Look at that. The T section. Well, close that out. Let's hit H. I'm not gonna make this because I've got one. I don't need another. Let's do. Oh, wait a minute. And see, we got two instead of one. Now, if you don't need to, I mean, it's kind of a waste of resources. You just can, you know, not make one. You just make one and waste it. It's up to you. But you are using three chute sections, and you might build something later that you decide, hey, I need a T section. Save it. I mean, and this one here, that that one there, basically like that. And put the hammer in, you get two of them. Take the hammer out, you get one. So that's pretty much chutes, and I mean the handbook. I mean it's got lots of the information in it. How to make all your recipes is in the handbook. Um, Now, hoppers. The hopper is down here in my tool belt. This hopper, you make that with sheets. Okay. Now you can have ingots and a plate, or you can have sheets and a plate. Now, this recipe up here is actually cheaper because it takes two ingots to make a copper sheet. So this one over here is actually resource. If you're, resource poor and you're like saying, "Oh man, I've only got so much copper." Dang. Well, make a sheet or two, or a plate or two. You need two hoppers. Make a plate or two, then about make a few ingots because it takes two ingots to make a plate. This recipe over here is actually the cheapest one because this is the equivalent of one plate. So you're using that this a reduce probably two less or 200 units of copper less with this recipe. So I would recommend this one. But since we have got it out of creative mode, and then we have the hopper. Okay, I'm not gonna make it. I've got one. I don't need them. Let's see. I need straight chutes, and an elbow for what I'm fixing to do. And this. Okay. And let's close this out. All right. All right. I put a little thing around it because ever so often, it'd kick one out and it would throw it all the way out there and it wouldn't drop down and everything. So, all right. Well, crouch, look at the side here, and boom, place it down inside there. And it's just a hopper. I mean, it directs things down through a chute, and chutes are pretty much self-explanatory. Stare at it. You want to crouch and look at it. It's because if you don't, you open up inventory of the hopper. Pretty much like Minecraft. Similar. Very similar. And then, now that we've got those down here, we go to the elbow. And we look at the chest, put it in, and it usually will turn in the right direction. Now, when you stare at these, you see the wrench icon. Now, the wrench icon, let me go grab the wrench. I forgot to grab the wrench. Made a wrench. There's the wrench. This is a tool that you're going to want to have when you're placing these over here. Oh yeah. See, that's where I made that triple elbow kind of in the corner T section. That's fine. This right here. And I brought it down, elbowed it in. Now, you look at that and you're like, oh, I need to turn it. But, well, no, and you can turn them around. That's self-explanatory, pretty much. It's a way that you can rotate and turn the system. And see, that's why I have one T section, is because I use the recipe to make two because of the resource, saving the resources. And I made that T section there because I was coming off there. I had to build it up pretty high. As you can see, it's pretty far up there. And man, let's just say it's pretty cool. We're gonna look in here. Look, I got a bunch of quartz. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna look into our box. We're gonna place some quartz chunks. Look at that thing. He is. Look. Talk about we couldn't crush it that fast. Oh my gosh, the thing is going nuts. The thing is crazy. Oh, I forgot. I gotta go up higher. Get away from that noisy thing. That is just nuts. And if you can notice, I did a little bit of chiseling. This is what you can do with chiseling. It's kind of decorate up. Yeah, I just kind of decorate it up. You can go really wild and make it look like it's got bars in front of it. I left it out on this side, kind of let you see that, it's pretty neat what you can do with the chisel and everything. And it took a little while to do that. And you can just be plain. You can just, I don't want to do a whole lot, make it a little decorative, or you can just go nuts, down to fine detail. You can put just a little bit of detail into it. You don't have to go hog wild. I was just trying to kind of give y'all an example of, hey, you can really get intricate with this, and I've seen some crazy stuff that people have done uh, with the with that, and with I've got some halite stone, and what does this do? It turns into 2 salt. We're gonna put that in there, and it's filling the current up. Well, we've already got powdered borax in there. Well, we're gonna leave that powdered borax in there because basically, listen to that pulverizer. Gee whiz, that thing is going nuts. That's crazy. And now, this thing is gonna shoot off all 4 directions. And I'm telling you, it's grinding. Look how fast. Oh my gosh, that's fast. Look at that. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. If you've ever done hand grinding with a kern, you're literally sitting here staring with your eyes open, going bugged out, going with your mouth open, going, "Holy cow, that's fast!" Yeah, this is the way to grind up stuff in the kern. Mechanical wind power. This is the ticket right here. Oh my gosh, that is just nuts. It's got 18 left. Oh yeah, and you'll know when it's done too. You won't be seeing this bits flying everywhere. There it is. It's done. Hear the sound change? Oh yeah, that sound change was dramatic. Sound like metal on stone. This isn't so telling that when it gets through, but we've already got a stack of salt. And you're like, well, what do we use salt for? Oh, really? We cure meat with it. We need more barrels. And we put salt in a barrel. And then we put 32 meat in the barrel of salt. And we make cured meat. Now, I glitched me in some, or I should say cured red meat. Fresh for 51 years. Yeah, that you that it's absolutely ridiculous. Cured meat. It's like salted cured meat. Yep. It's absolutely crazy. You could literally have a store. You can go out and kill a bunch of sheep, kill a bunch of pigs, get you a bunch of meat, come back, have you a bunch of salt, have you some barrels lined up. It's kind of odd, 64 salt to fill up a barrel and 32 meat per barrel, but as you could see, uh, that ain't a whole lot of meat, but I've got, uh, that's probably 2 barrels worth of meat and or 4 barrels actually. Yeah, 4 barrels. 4 barrels full of salt and 32 uh, pieces of meat each. And I've got cured red meat for a long time. Now, I did cheat in the vegetables. Um, I couldn't bother myself trying to hunt down food for tutorial, but we're gonna have to do something because we have spoiled everything's spoiled, and I've eaten all this. And this is my last bit of red meat and something. What is it? Red meat something. red meat, boiled bell pepper, and turnip. That's what that is. Anyway, and we need January. We need January and February to come and go because we really need summertime. We need to start growing vegetables. And I hear groany, angry people out here. We have drifters. So, anyway, um, yeah, it's a little short episode. I pretty much had those all set up and ready to go. Um, and I wanted to show y'all. I don't think I wanted those in there. There they are. Put all the plates down here. I wanted to show y'all how to set up those hoppers and chutes. Um, and get that going because I mean, you seen how quick we went through crushed that quartz. I mean, that that quartz was done in no time. And I mean, I already done one round just to see because I knew whenever I set that all up, I was like, after the last episode and I was building this, I'm like, man, and I turned it on and it was just, I was like, okay, that's gonna be crazy. And I set this up and I just took it down to rebuild it to show y'all, but it was absolute. I was like, oh my gosh, those my the mod that puts those 6 windmill blades up there and everything just turns this into an absolutely insane uh, device. I mean, oh, do you hear that sound, that bell sound? That's when you know you're still getting stuff through the system. So you can kind of like walk up and listen and be like, yeah, I'm still grinding. That way you don't have to like climb up and go up there and look in the inventory and you know. So we're just gonna leave that. It doesn't hurt the kern. Leaving that running would those pounder caps are eventually going to wear out and they're gonna break. And you'll get some. I guess I don't know if I'm not sure if just they vanish or if they break and you get like some iron bits in there. I'm not sure, but yeah, they do wear out. Those the pounder caps will wear out, so you will have to have some more iron ingots on hand, which I do. I have some iron ingots in here. And I'll come in here and grab a couple of those. I'll bring them in here and I'll throw them on the forge. And you're like, how do you have so many of those iron ingots? Um, yeah, I don't think I used it. There's 18 there. No, I think I got me a little creative mode and brought some in. But yeah, you can. I made these to literally just be a show and tell. Like you could literally be ridiculous with your manufacturing of your resources. You could literally if sit there if you want to spend the time smelting. And one of my playthroughs, I had like 4 or 5 fire pits going with several crucibles, and I was melting stuff like crazy and pouring. I had bronze this, brass that, and I had stacks of iron plates, stacks of brass plates. I had all this stuff all stacked up, and of course in a bigger room than this, much bigger room. But yeah, you can go crazy on stuff. You really just go crazy. Um, but oh, I'm just gonna spin around in circles. Uh, yeah. Go ahead. Look at my tools in my hands. Anyway, yeah, a little short episode today. And just wanted to get that out of the way. Um, had a yard sale, had some other stuff going on. Tigger is he is absolutely settled in. he wants to eat everything we eat, uh, and he's turned out to be just an absolutely adorable kitten. Um, he's a little dangerous with the claws right now because they're sharp and they hurt. But anyway, we love him, and I wish everybody the best of day, and hope you're having fun watching the video, getting some good information and tips. But yep, that's how I set up my wind power for pretty much automated collection. Throw some stuff in there, take off, go out in the world, do some harvesting, do some more gathering while your stuff grinds and crushes. And then next I'll probably go and collect up some clay and look for some other ingredients to get into. Let's see here. Let me go to refractory brick. Refractory brick tier 1. I'm going to go tier 2 because, okay, uh, let's see here. Right here. Unfired refractory brick. Because there's no sense in doing tier 1. If you're gonna do a tier, you might as well just do tier 2, because basically all it is bauxite, crushed quartz, and olivine. Now the um the tier 1, it just doesn't have the olivine, which olivine is so easy to find, and olivine is just bauxite's actually harder to find than olivine. You have to travel a considerable distance sometimes, unless you find the red mountains. Or I call it red mountains, but basically that's a sign of bauxite. And everybody that knows what bauxite is, that's aluminum ore. That's the ore that they get aluminum from, is bauxite. Um, so I don't mess with the tier 1 because it's just pointless. Uh, might as well go ahead and get the olivine and go ahead. I've got the quartz. Go get some bauxite. Go get some olivine. Uh, get it ready. Get my tier 2 refractory brick, and we will start building. We'll build up into. I guess I could do steel the old way and then show you. No, no, because it wouldn't be a bloomery, because that would be iron. It would be uh, steel, just the way steel is. But I'll have to build a charcoal oven, and I'll have to go and mine a bunch of coal, and we'll make some coke ovens with the tier 2 refractory brick. We'll just make some coal ovens to make coke, and we will expand our building here, and we'll get into some really uh, fancy stuff coming real soon. So I hope everybody is enjoying it and uh, getting some good information, and have a good one. Later. Bye, everybody.